Christian here, and it is time for Nickel Plate Road 765 and Pere Marquette 1225 Berkshire Memories video Part 3. Yes, we are at that point of a third combined Berkshire Memories video. I think I started this in 2019 when I only saw the 765 once that year because it only did the open house in August, and I skipped Steam in the Valley that year, which I've stated many different times I did actually end up regretting. And then I did it again in 2021 because whereas in 2019 I saw the 1225 twice and the 765 once, in 2021 I saw the 765 twice and 1225 once. And 2023, deja vu, and here we are again, talking on another Memories video. So 2021, I completed my 5th anniversary chase with the Nickel Plate Road 765 Steam in the Valley 2021 edition, and it was a great time. I spent 2 weekends in the valley and got a lot of shots that had been on my bucket list at the Cuyahoga Valley Scenic Railroad. And after that, the 765 would be ferried to Bellevue for the event that everyone had been waiting on, Berkshire's in Bellevue, which was a fantastic event. And that would be the last time I would see 765 until 2023. And later on that year, I would go see Pere Marquette 1225 on its first North Pole Express excursions in 2 years. And that would also be the last time I would see the 1225 for 2 years. So in 2022, I was planning on going to Steam in the Valley. In late 2021, the Cuyahoga Valley Scenic Railroad announced that Steam in the Valley would be happening earlier than before. And it was going to be happening in May as opposed to September. And in theory would have helped with some of those shots that get covered by shadows on the typical 6:30 run in May. Excitement was all around, and I couldn't wait to go until about 2 months beforehand. Cuyahoga Valley announced that there had been washouts, and that while the 765 would still be operating, it would be a very short excursion train. I decided immediately I wasn't going to go, and then me and another friend had decided we were going to take a day trip out there like a few other friends were, and then that fell through because I didn't feel like waking up at 5 o'clock in the morning. Which was a bummer because quite a few friends hiked into a few spots, and there was definitely some new shot ideas. I don't remember when, but around spring of 2022, it was announced that 765 would be operating at a new venue, this time in its home state of Indiana, on the Indiana Northeastern Railroad, and these excursions would be dubbed the Indiana Rail Experience. And there was a variety of excursions. Most of them were your typical 765 on one end of the train, diesel towing the train back, but they would debut in July of that year with ice cream trains and an evening train that ran on a small portion of the line. And then there would be the 3 famous excursions of this experience, the Tri-State Steam, which would run between Eden, Ohio, into Indiana, go north in a place called Steubenville, and continue the trek to Hillsdale, Michigan, Y, and lead the train back. This would be the first time since the 2016 excursions on Metra that 765 led a train in both directions without a diesel towing it back. I was excited and I wanted to go attend these excursions, but unfortunately in August of that year I had another commitment that kept me at home, and the October excursions never worked out. So I was quite bummed, and I was completely disappointed because all the shots I had seen from the Indiana Rail Experience were fantastic. And I was bummed because I didn't get a chance to get out there. Everything kind of fell through, and that was also too when I was taking my hiatus, so I really was disappointed I didn't get to see the 765 on any of these excursions. However, when planning 2023, I knew I wanted to go see the 765 on these excursions, and I knew I was going to go out and chase them. So while awaiting for the schedule was dropped, and they only offered one Tri-State Steam Scenic excursion this year, but they had a variety of other excursions. And 2 excursions caught my eye. Obviously the Tri-State Steam Scenic and the Indiana Fall Colors train. I decided I was definitely going to go out for the June excursions, and I wanted my grandfather to tag along because my grandfather had chased the 765 with me a few different times. He helped film the Joliet Rocket and Steam in the Valley video back in 2018. Getting together an adventure. One of the planes he flew on in the Air Force was at the National Air Force Museum, and we trekked there, while also trekking to go see the Nickel Plate Road 779. On June 17th, I would end up in Angola, Indiana, where I finally saw the 765 for the first time since October of 2021. The excursions on Saturday would be the Donuts and Dads train, which there was only 2 of them, but they were, if memory serves correctly, they were an hour and a half, and they went up to the Indiana-Michigan state line. And then in the evening, the diesel would tow them south to just outside of Hamilton, and they would then lead the train back to Angola. The 10 a.m. run of the Donuts and Dads train was perfectly lit and was my first taste of the Indiana Rail experience, and it was really an easy chase. There was grades, and the 765 put on a fantastic show all weekend long, but my plans changed because I thought that they were going to do something like the ice cream trains where they go north, south, north, south. No, they just went north, the 2 Donuts and Dads train. While the 2 p.m. run lighting was a little mixed, I still was able to make it work, and I was satisfied with all the shots I got. And again, I couldn't get over how easy it was to chase. And then that evening, gold light shots with 765 and a photo run by outside of Hamilton was great. And this is the only time of day that the Wabash part of the line actually is decently lit, because if you've chased Tri-State, it is harshly lit until you get to Steubenville and the 765 treks north. For being my first dose to the Indiana Rail experience, I had a fun time that Saturday, and the thing I thought was interesting was to make sure they got back exactly at 9. They could have easily have made it to the photo run-by spot to Angola probably quicker than what they did, but if you saw my shot at Pleasant Lake that night, they really were crawling into the station, and they were crawling up in Angola. So that Sunday was the Tri-State Steam Scenic excursion, and that excursion was one of my favorite chases from 2023. Again, following in the ease of I couldn't get over how easy it was, minus the fact that reception could get iffy, especially between Angola and Hillsdale, but putting in all the locations beforehand worked out great. That was also around the haze of the Canadian wildfires, and I was hoping that would help out on the Wabash portion of the line, because lighting was hazy at all times and you could definitely smell the smoke, but that sun was harsh all the way up until Steubenville, and everything went clear sailing. It was great to finally see some of these locations, because I had been wanting these shots since I'd seen them the summer beforehand, and I was disappointed I didn't get to them. Like the Pleasant Lake Depot, the overpass outside of Angola. Even though still-wise I messed that shot up. The station and the old grain elevator in Montgomery, the grain elevators in Reading, and quite a few other locations on the line. It was just a great day, and it was a great way to see 765 lead both ways for the first time. The only time I ever saw 765 solo, minus the Berks and Bellevue event, and I'm not going to consider the 2018 debut of Steam in the Valley when the 765 shoved the train back to Rockside, was in 2015 during the last year of the NS Steam program. So after my successful chase in June, everything really went according to plan for that chase. Like, that's one of the few times I could say, hey, this chase went according to plan. I knew there was other shots I wanted, and there was other shots I wanted to get on the line there. And in October, they were running similar excursion, but a little bit shorter, this time running out of Pleasant Lake to Hillsdale, which is actually closer for the crew to Y the train, because for those who don't know, there is only one Y on the Indiana Northeastern where they operate at, and that's all the way up in Hillsdale. And last year, like when the train got back to Eden, Ohio in August, when they ran 2 days with the Tri-State Steam, they literally had to take 3 hours to go all the way back up to Hillsdale after they got down in Eden, and 3 hours back. So I totally understand why they only ran one in 2023, and I understand if they do that going forth, because that's nuts. And while there's definitely a few other shots I want between Eden and Pleasant Lake, there's always this year, which we'll talk about that in a little bit, but for the Indiana Fall Colors train, I knew I wanted to go back out there and get quite a few more shots that I wasn't able to get, because I wanted these shots on the June excursion. Well, luckily for me, my buddy Drop Signal Productions, Vilku Valve Productions, and GT Railfan, for the first time since 2022, all decided to go on an adventure with one another. And well, we recorded bits and pieces for a vlog, so here is our vlog of the Indiana Fall Colors steam train. Let's just say I'm traveling in style, as it is time for me to go on my first adventure in 2 months. Going back to the Indiana Northeastern Railroad to chase one of my favorites, the Nickel Plate Road 765, on its first fall foliage excursions, and this is the Indiana Fall Colors train. Going to Ashtabula to pick up my friends Colby, Gabe, and Chris Manning. So I'll update when I get to PA. Alright. First time since August I've been out of state, but here I am entering the state of Pennsylvania. Next rest stop is in Ohio. Just gonna get the welcome sign and the milepost, but I'm on my way to Ashtabula to pick up my friends and trek the rest of the way there. But welcome to Pennsylvania, where you can pursue your happiness in the state that never ends. And here's where I will be until Sunday evening. Welcome to Ohio, the heart of it all. Currently entering the Midwest. Well, 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 look who we have here.
Sir, you're trespassing?
I'm trespassing? And everyone, we're vlogging. We got GT, we got Colby. How many people can you fit in a clown car?
I don't know. How many can we?
I don't know, but we got two fat people who, if they merged together, would cause a black hole.
That might happen. Okay, Colby.
Yeah.
Are you gonna leave your bag out here?
No. Give it to me.
Just like, give
Oh,
it to me.
and by the way, we have moonroof.
Oh, dude, just pasting 765.
Live.
This is a perfect vantage point to see all the 765-isms. I got a little shield so I don't eat any bugs.
And did you bring your umbrella?
Yes.
Okay. All right. All right. Cleveland skyline. I don't know why I always like getting this on video.
You think that's a very progressive stadium?
It's just like it's Fallout Boy.
It's the Guardians, so.
We're in Indiana. Missed the original sign. Sad. And here we are. Here we are at the Ramada.
Your destination is on the left.
Colby Combs, everyone.
Whoa.
It's the back rooms. And it's Colby. We're going to Domino's, and I think here Mr. Combs is gonna walk into Domino's just like this. Do you fully plan on doing that, Mr. Combs?
Got my 3-step protection.
Currently sitting here at Domino's waiting for our pizza. Here with Colby, watching the original canon for the Clone Wars.
It was a silent trip.
Oh, and that was the end of our 765 adventure. How was it?
Very good.
Enjoyable.
How was it, Gabe?
Very good.
Colby,
It was
how
saucy.
was it? It was saucy.
Yes.
Gabe,
Saucy.
all the viewers want to hear you say it.
What? Saucy? Or that was the sauce.
Colby, how was it?
Huh?
How was the 765 adventure?
Amazing.
Cool. How many guys does it take to, well, you know. What do you have to say on the matter, Mr. Combs?
I think we're kind of stupid. But then again, Enterprise did give us a Mini Cooper and we looked like clowns this entire weekend. Which is kind of funny and adds to our character.
Got a real American here drinking Culvers. Guys, who's ready to go home? How was Butterburger time?
Very good.
How was Butterburger times, Mr. America?
Tastes like America.
Hey guys, we're back in Ohio.
Yay.
Colby, say it again.
Best state of the world!
Passing the lead one. With that, I leave Big Man Orange, Mr. America, and Thomas the Tank Engine over here.
I'm sorry, did I give you permission to film me?
Alright. Alright guys.
Peace out.
Peace out.
Bye. Bye.
That excursion also went according to plan, although there was quite a few minor adjustments made, but those minor adjustments led to better shots in my personal opinion. I actually enjoyed my chase with the Fall Colors train more than I did the Tri-State Scenic. The weather was all over the place, between freezing cold in the morning, it was pretty cold, but it was freezing cold in the morning to sunny during the day to random rain. It was an interesting 2 days on the line, but the variety of shots I got, which I can't wait to compile into the director's cut next week, really was worth it and came out great. After that though, I was pretty satisfied with what I got on the Indiana rail experience, but I had a plan for what I wanted to do if I go back, because obviously I do have other shot ideas and I know what I want to go for. Well, the weekend after we saw it, after playing around with 765's whistle all season long, they were able to get the tuning for the famous 80s sound. And now 765 is definitely a priority again for me this year. Originally it was a, yeah, I'll probably get out there. Now it's a, yeah, I'm definitely getting out there to hear this tuning. So rest assured, I will see 765 at one point. Now in 2022, Steam Railroading Institute announced that they had signed an agreement with FMW Solutions to rebuild the Pere Marquette 1225 running gear, because it needed a serious rebuild to help with the operating life of the 1225. And this rebuild took almost 2 years, and the 1225 did not operate the North Pole Express in 2022, but in 2023, a politician in Michigan in August announced that after the running gear and everything else came back, that he was going to be having a fall colors train with the 1225 going up to Alma. And I planned to go because I hadn't seen the 1225 on any fall colors train since 2018. I've always regretted skipping the chance to go chase it to Cadillac back in 2019 for doing the 611 charters, but I'm also glad too I did the 611 charter. So it was really a pretty good trade-off no matter how you look at it. But I had been planning to chase the Cadillac excursions since the 75th anniversary excursions of 2016. So I was real excited for this, and then while there had been progress updates at 1225, they canceled the Port of Monroe days again. Things went up in the air whether 1225 would actually lead this excursion, and after hearing no news, I canceled, and then unofficially, the city of Alma, Michigan announced that the 1225 would not be up there. So, at the end of October, the video clip was uploaded of the 1225 running. This time with a dual beam headlight and flying number boards again, which you all know me, I prefer the 1225 in her original appearance, but I'm just glad to see the 1225 operating again. I originally made plans to go the first weekend in December of the North Pole Express, but unfortunately I had another event that pushed it back to the last weekend. And me and Drop Signal, yet again, went together, whereas the weekend prior to the 1225 on the North Pole Express, me and Drop Signal went down to the Western Maryland Scenic Railroad to see the 1309 on the Frostburg Polar Express trips. This time, I drove to Drop Signal's place, and he drove to Michigan, and here is a vlog of me and Drop Signal's adventures with the 1225.
Welcome to Pennsylvania.
I just entered Pennsylvania. Capturing this while I can because this really is the last trip of the year, and I think it's really fitting that I am heading into the sunset tonight because I'm literally heading west. Yeah, just like I said, I thought it was fitting. Alright. Where I'm going to be until probably this same time Sunday. The Midwest, Ohio, here I am. Almost to Colby's place, and then I won't have to drive till Sunday night, and it feels nice. Welcome to the heart of it all, Lake DeWine, Ohio. I'm now in Ohio. What? I'm not driving?
You're not?
Wow. This feels pretty nice, actually. Colby, where is the 611?
It's right there on that side.
Where is the 611?
It's on Avon.
We are now in Michigan. Hey, look, we're at the hotel, Colby.
Oh boy.
We're at a
Nice.
Quality Inn.
I don't know if it's that
Fancy
quality.
pantsy.
Thank you. Dude.
We're setting up the photo line, awaiting the North Pole Express with
I don't remember asking.
1309. Yeah, we're waiting 1309 in Owosso, Michigan. We leave the North Pole. That was my last chase of 2023, and for the first time since 2019, I closed out the year with the 1225, and that was fantastic. You know, I always like closing out the year with my favorite Berkshire. I think I've said a few different times. 1225 is my favorite Berkshire, and I think a lot of that has to do with the fact that it's the only Berkshire that typically does not wear flying number boards. And for the North Pole Express trips, it was in the Lionel train appearance, but it sounded better than the last few times I saw it. The 1225 put on a great show. Now, the Saturday we saw it, there was an issue. And the 1225 was left in Ashley. And I'm linking in this video, in case anyone is going to ask about it, what exactly the issue was. But Saturday morning, the chase went according to plan. Saturday evening, GLC Diesel led the train to Ashley, and me and Drop Signal decided to go back down to Durand, and we only caught one CN freight. The next morning, the 1225 was back on the train, and we chased the train up, following the game plan originally written for Sunday, and that pretty much closed out our 2023. Getting 1225 at new shots, old locations, but different angles, really was fantastic. And the 1225, it's always great to see the 1225. It just was a great way to close out the year. And after this, I also got talked into watching the Polar Express for the first time. Believe it or not, I did not see the Polar Express when it came out in 2004. Had it come out a year earlier, I probably would have seen it, would have been a part of the Polar Express fandom of the 1225. I did enjoy the movie. It's not my favorite Christmas movie. It was definitely, it's a Christmas classic in my personal opinion, but it's not something I would literally be like, this is my favorite Christmas movie ever. That goes out to Home Alone and Die Hard, showing the 90s kid in me. It was a great way to end 2023, and I think it's great to say that an article that was published recently that Steam Railroading Institute was hoping the 1225 would operate more this year, and that is a great sign because obviously I want to see the 1225 operate more, and if we get a fall colors train, I will definitely be out there to see my favorite Berkshire operate. That being said though, if it operates fall colors, I probably would skip North Pole Express this season because I want to end this year with the 113. Anyhow, hope you enjoyed 765 and 1225 Berkshire Memories Part 3. Up next week will be a director's cut of the 765 titled Nickel Plate Road 765 Indiana Rail Experience Steam Train 2023. I'm Christian. Hope you all enjoyed.